Exactly 1 year ago was the 1 year anniversary of my channel. So today, as you probably already guessed, is my 2 year anniversary. For my 1 year anniversary, I built this monstrosity. Um, it's a gold farm. As you can see, an overworld gold farm. It is absolutely massive. I've got it turned off right now temporarily because well, yeah, otherwise it's obviously gonna lag out my game. Or maybe not. Last time it lagged out my game quite a lot. This time I think it shouldn't. I've gotten some upgrades, and it shouldn't lag my PC out anymore. However, that means that it is nowhere near big enough. Because yes, I still have an obsession with gold farms. So today what we're gonna be doing is we are going to upgrade this gold farm and hopefully increase the size by quite a lot. Now, I'm not going to be building much of this by hand as I did last time. Last time I used structure blocks, um, and we're going to be doing the same again today. Now, this actually is going to look really satisfying, so stick around for that. But before that, I'm just going to say a few more things. So first off, I'm going to explain a little bit about how these farms are going to work. Not about how the gold farms work, but about how the structure works in which I put them. I've got a separate video on about how overworld gold farms for Minecraft Bedrock Edition work really precisely. It's a little bit old. I am considering making a new one for that, but it will nonetheless be linked in the description together with last year's video of this. Anyways, so how this works is, as you can see, we have got the portals and the gold farms. I'm not going to explain that entire part, but I am going to explain. Okay, so these are all hooked up to redstone. Each of these portals and the portal activating mechanisms, as you can see, if you turn the farm on, zombified pigmen will get automatically spawned and they'll fall down in through here, and then they will all get pushed into this hole. Then we've sort of got, I guess, a piglin sorting system here. If they fall into the water, depending on where they fall, they'll get pushed down into here and into a trident killer or into any other direction, and then here they get split into two again and they'll get put in trident killers. These trident killers will kill the pigmen, and then then they get killed. Now the good thing about trident killers is the fact that you get XP from all the piglins you killed. Anyways, we've got some huge collection system stuffs right over here. This over here, this is the spot. So if you stand on this pressure plate, everything will turn on. This button over here is to stop the water. And then you might be wondering why there's this water stream here. Well, that's actually going to bring XP to you. If you've left, obviously, so the farm needs a bit of time to start up, but once it's running, it should be able to give you about to level 30 of XP in just about 10 seconds, which is absolutely insane. It'll get you to XP level 100 in less than a minute. Or about a minute, something like that. Also, I've got some more information about the farm somewhere over here on some signs. Once I've seen that and shown it to you guys, then we can start off. Oh, also over here we've got sort of a scale model of how these, of how all four of these things work. So the farms are on here, here are the holes for the trident killers, and then they all get pushed down there. Anyways, we're going to need to actually remove this, because this is in the place of where we're going to build some more of these gold farms, of course. Right, so there we go. Let's get rid of that. Very nice. We can just fill this in. Okay, I still need to find the sign Are they back here? Yes, they are. Okay, great. So these give us some more information about the farm. Let's check those out. So each one of these 4 sections, yeah, so there's 4 sections, has 52 portals. So in total, we have 108 portals over here. All these portals are 23 obsidian by 23 obsidian. So I don't really recommend building this in survival. Although you might want to, because because each 4 of these sections will give you 8,750 golden nuggets per hour. That is 35,000 golden nuggets per hour from this entire farm. And that is a total of a bit less than 4,000 golden ingots per hour, which obviously is absolutely insane. Now, to be honest, it's not that much because we're going to be expanding the farm by quite a lot today. Now, also one last thing, as you can see underneath here, we've got a whole network of stuff. That is because each of these trident killers is actually linked up with water streams, and we've got some huge sorting systems over here as well, and these sorting systems sort the golden nuggets and the rotten flesh from this farm. Anyways, let's get right in, I guess. So what we're gonna want to do is I need to refigure out how structure blocks work, to be honest. Okie doke, I've refigured out how they work. As you can see by this line over here, I've selected this entire area. Also, if you're wondering what these things are showing the chunk borders. Anyways, as you can see, I've got this entire part selected. This quadrant over here is selected. Now, there's one bad thing. It's already lagging. If I go into this thing, like the game is lagging a lot. The structure block. If you go into structure block, game lags. Hopefully that won't be too much of an issue. Anyways, we are going to want to save this. So we're going to go to save. We're just going to save it as gold. Gold. Wow, it's very laggy. We'll just ignore that. It's probably going to be fine. Then save in memory, show bounding box. It's going to include entities. We want to include the entities because we've got a bunch of tridents in the trident killers. And that's pretty important for us to keep. And I actually just realized something. So this, we wanted to set it to 180. 180 is high enough. That way we select a bit less. And for the y coordinate, we actually want to go -3. Because if you check that out now, then I can't really zoom in here. But we've got some ice in the floor in this corner over here. And we want to make sure that we select that. So I'm just going to make a screenshot of this so I remember all the dimensions because that's pretty important. Then we want to save that, and now the structure has been saved. Okay, now obviously what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste these in, and honestly, guys, the pasting in looks so incredibly satisfying. It's amazing. Okay, it's amazing. We just need to wait a second because I need to lay out these things for all the rest of the chunk borders, like a little ways out. You know, that way I will be able to know exactly where to paste it in because I definitely don't want to make any mistakes with pasting it in. Because if I paste it in too close to this, it'll just overlap it and then I'll have to like destroy the entire thing and that's going to be a real big pain. Alright, so I've laid out the chunks in a bit more of a minimalistic manner than over there because I didn't want it to take forever because obviously we have much more interesting things to do. Anyways, so a chunk is a 16 by 16 area right over here. So this is one chunk, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, etc. I haven't put things everywhere. I've only because, like, you know, we don't even really need it. We only need to know exactly where the farms are going to go. The farms are 3 by 3 chunks. Well, each quadrant of this is 3 chunks by 3 chunks, and that's what we laid out over here. So this is a 3 by 3 area. This is 3 by 3. That's 3 by 3. That's 3 by 3. That's 3 by 3, etc. And we can go on like that for quite a bit of time. So, um, yeah, so that's those are the areas I've laid out over here. And now also because I realized that, you know, if we're going to clone this, or we'll copy this from over here to over here, then in theory we don't even like these things are going to get copied and pasted from here to right over here anyways. So how much does it even matter, right? Anyways, now we can start with the copying and the pasting. This over here is my structure gold farm. It's been saved. Let's just save it again just to make sure. Very nice. Let me check everything's in. The top especially. Like, now you can see how big this is. So we've got the tops of the gold farm, so we're all good. Okay. I'm still worried about how much it lags when I do that. Anyways, let's just grab that structure block. As you can see, I have a new structure block now, but it's plus data. That's the way I've selected it. So if I place it in here, it should already outline this area. As you can see, it's got the correct outlines. It's outlining the new entire area in which we are going to paste this gold farm. Also, with the areas I've laid out, we are going to be able to put in 12 new gold farms, which obviously is pretty insane. So let's take a look over here. We want to change this from saving. Wait, first off, this area, as you can see over here, this is the square area in which we're going to be pasting it. So we want to instead of saving this area, we want to load. There we go. Now it's kept the correct offset. As you can see, this is 1. This is -3, and this is 1. Now let's check that one more time over here. There we go. That's 1, -3, and 1. So we know that that has been put in correctly. That's pretty important. So let's save that structure block as well. So that one's also now saved with data. Then I'm going to just clear up my hotbar a tiny bit there anyways. So, load my structure : gold farm. We're going to include entities. We don't want to waterlog the blocks. We don't want to remove any blocks. We're not going to rotate it at all. Anyways, then this is the satisfying part, guys. We're going to have an animation. And I'm going to do it layer by layer because I'm not entirely sure anymore how this is going to work. And let's just make the animation take, I don't know, let's go with 20 seconds, yeah? So this should all be great. No rotation because we're literally copying that from there to there. Later on we will need to do a bit of rotation, but we'll do that when we get to that. Anyways, everything's correct. Let's click on load and let's head out. That didn't really that didn't really animate anything, did it? Why was it animation mode none? Okay, kind of anticlimactic, not gonna lie, but look at that. We've got this entire farm in here. Okay, that's pretty cool. We've got this farm, we've got this area in as well. Obviously, this is not all hooked up to the main area over there. That's going to be something we are going to do later once we've pasted everything in that we want to paste in. Anyways, this structure block is that structure block. So let's try that again, shall we? Um, there we go. Let's go over here. As you can see, that's all incorrectly. It's on load. The offsets are good. My structure, gold farm, very nice. Animation mode, layer by layer, 20 seconds. Then let's untick show bounding box so we get a bit of a more clear view. Are we now ready? I think we are. Let's see. Yes, look at that. That's exactly how I remember it. Oh yes, look at that. It's getting placed in layer by layer. That is really, really cool. Look at how it's getting built up. Oh yeah, that's exactly how I remember this being. Oh, I definitely like that a lot. Now if we drop all the way down again, as you can see, it's being placed in. There we go. This is in. Very nice. What just came out over there? A bucket. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to redo maybe one or two parts. Anyways, that should be fine. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. And this time I want to try and see what happens if I do block by block animation. Anyways, we're just going to do the next one, which also doesn't require any rotation. That's going to be this one over here. So it's on load, all very nice. Animation mode, we'll go with block by block, and this time we'll ask it to animate 60 seconds long. Let's not show bounding box, and let's load. Let's see what's going to happen. As I thought, of course, it's going to be really hard for it, but wow, that's actually working pretty good, and the game is holding up amazingly as well. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Like, if you just look at how fast that is getting built up, like, wow. That is really cool. We're heading on to the last few portals now. There we go. This is the last layer over here. And boom. There we go. Done. Very nice. Now we've placed this in as well. That's very, very good. There we go. We've got this thing in here. And now I've got to figure out the rotations for the next few. Okay, so I've got a few laid out, just the structure blocks, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna make a little bit of a time lapse of me pasting in quite a few of these. Alright, so as you probably saw in the time lapse, all 12 new modules of these farms have been placed in. There is quite a lot of these now. If I just fly up to the top real fast, which might take a second, you'll see that we have 16 of these things in total, which is a lot. We technically have 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3, and 4 over here. That's 16 different farms. I did some quick math, and we actually have 832 total portals in this thing. If you want to build this in survival, which no one's going to do, but still, you will need 69,000 888 obsidian, which is equivalent to 1092 stacks. So that's quite a lot, as you guys can tell. Anyways, I'ma just head right the way down again. Because yeah, now that all the farms have been placed in, it's still not finished yet. We need to do two more things. We just need to hook up some stuff, yeah? So as you can see, there's this redstone coming out of here, and that redstone is hooked up to this pressure plate. If you stand on that pressure plate, the farms will start working and producing, etc. The trident killers will start going, all these things will be activated, you know, all that good stuff. What we need to do is we need to go to these redstone tracks / lines, and we just need to connect these up to all of these redstone torch pillars we have over here. It's not that much because all these redstone torch pillars are already in for each of the farms we pasted in. We just need to connect up this little bit, which is literally just bringing a line around here, over here, and then connecting it up into there. Before we do that though, we're going to do one other thing, which is another hooking up, and we're going to hook up these things. So these water streams over here, we're just going to extend these. I've got the items that we need for that here. There we go. We're just going to get, that's not blue ice, that's packed ice. Okay, that's fine. So we can just grab our packed ice and continue it along here, and then just connect them into the already existing infrastructure. I'll remove a few of these things probably. So here we have a corner, probably not the best spot to connect it in. Here, this is probably a very good spot to connect it in, although the corner would also work fine. So we can just connect these in, and we need to do that for every single farm, just connect in these water streams. And you know what, because I'm feeling like it, I'll also make a time lapse out of that. Okie dokie, I hope you enjoyed that. Next up, we're going to be connecting all of these redstone lines. Now, that's going to be a lot easier to do, because for each of these, we just need to pull this around, cook it up into there, and we're done. So I'm not going to make a time lapse out of that. I'm just going to spend 5 quick minutes doing that, and then we should be fine. Okay, in theory, we should be ready to run the farm, I guess. This is really exciting. All the redstone has been attached. As you can see, all these redstone lines have been extended, and they now stretch over to every single farm. So every single farm is hooked up to this one main wooden pressure plate over here. All the water streams are hooked up as well, which means that all the items will first Well, they'll first be filtered once they come out of each section. So this 16th of the farm, each one of those 16 parts has its own little tiny sorting system here, in which it's going to sort its items. Yeah, and through there it's going to sort its items. We'll get gold in these chests and rotten flesh in these chests, and then heading over to the center over here, through all the main water streams which have been hooked up, every single XP orb gathered from this farm will be brought to this point over here, and the player will be able to collect that. So now obviously that's amazing. Before we test it out, which is of course the most exciting part, I want to do a few, well, one or two tiny small things. Number one, you see all these things on the ground here. Well, back here they're fine, but if once we get over here, they are all messed up because of how I copied and pasted, and they just generally look absolutely ugly, really messy. So I'm just going to remove all of that and only keep maybe one or two rings. We'll have to see what we are left over with. Also, the world is very laggy. It's kind of weird. It depends on where you go. Sometimes if you go into a corner, it gets really laggy. But in the middle, where the most of the stuff is, it's not actually that laggy, which is kind of weird. Look at how much cleaner that looks. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I basically just removed everything apart from something you may have seen in the corner over there. I have left in all 4 corner pieces. Well, the corner pieces were kind of destroyed and messed up, just like everything else, so I replaced those. But for the rest, everything is gone, and look at how much nicer it looks down here. And I just realized my night vision ran out, and that you guys have only actually seen this area with night vision on. So here it is with night vision as usual. As you can see, it's completely fine like this. Anyways, now we were gonna test the farm now, but there is actually still something I want to do. Yeah, so you see these things, these walkways over here? Well, they don't really go anywhere, and I just want to connect them up to the middle, just like I've done with quite a few things now. Alright, so the walkways have been put in as well, so that this entire area is in theory now completely walkable. There's walkways everywhere, as you can see. Everything has been connected up to this center area and to the AFK spot. Honestly, I'm not sure why I did that, but I just stepped on the on and off switch. Okay, interesting. Anyways, oh yeah, you can definitely tell that I stood on it for 1 second. Jeez, game, calm down. Okay, so, yeah, I'm gonna step on there. So everything's connected, literally everything's been done, and it's the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Right before stepping onto that, you can see I've placed a chest there. Why, you may ask? Well, that is to indicate something. After doing some quick math, I was able to determine that this entire farm, all of these segments together, produce 140,000 golden nuggets per hour. That is 15,555 golden ingots per hour. That is 1,728 golden blocks per hour. And if you want to know how much that is 27 stacks of gold blocks every single hour. And that is the exact amount needed to fill one single chest, just like the one we have over here. So this farm, all of this together, will produce enough gold to fill this chest with golden blocks every single hour. That's insane. Anyways, I guess I'll close the door and let's step on the pressure plate and see what happens. maybe we can look outside there. I'm gonna move it around it a bit to see how much it started lagging. Okay, it's lagging quite a lot now. Not too much though. That's fine. It's actually holding up pretty well. Oh, my fans are starting to turn. Um, you might be able to hear that. Oh, yep, there it is. You know what? It's actually holding up quite well. Let's wait until we can get some experience from here and stuff like that. Okay, I'm not sure if the audio is going to be very distorted of this, but as you can see, it's very, very laggy. So that was kind of what I expected. I only had to wait a few seconds until this happened. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a block. There we go. I'm gonna drop it onto the pressure plate because that's what we did this for. Where did it go? I just dropped it. Yeah, I can't open the chest. I can't fly either. Nope, I cannot fly. Um, the farms are working. Oh look, we just saw a pigman drop down there, didn't we? How did I just recollect that? Yeah, obviously it's not going to be working perfectly. But you know, I guess it's working. And I guess that's that proven. Oh, we actually got an item through. Hell yeah. Okay. So, that's okay, that proves that it's working, I guess. Anyways, you might see mobs over here, and you might wonder, well, why not use slabs to cover that up? Well, these zombified pigmen don't actually become a part of the mob cap. So, so if the mob cap is full and there's a huge amount of people down here, then that's fine. The zombified pigmen will just continue spawning. Um, they don't need anything else. Anyways, it's very laggy. The world download to this, though, is down in the description, so you can test it out for yourself. If you can get it to work without any lag, I'll be very, very impressed for sure. Um, and anyways, other than that, I still call this a success. If you come back in, I don't know, maybe a year, then I'll continue working on this world, see if I can get it to run without any lag, and if I can, then we'll build the next ring around. Anyways, for right now, guys, thank you so much, especially to the people who have been here the past year, or actually the past 2 years. It really means a lot to me. Anyways, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye bye.